What's up, people? So we're back here in the backyard once again. We have another project lined up. Matt and I were talking about possibly adding in a little fence back here, but we decided not to. We decided to go with flower beds instead. So you can see behind me over here, let me take you back over this way. I just got back from Home Depot. Shout out to Tom and Rhonda for letting me use the truck and trailer. I picked up some landscape timbers down here and 8 bags of mulch. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna make 2 long flower beds. One's gonna go across the side over here. That one I believe is gonna be about 14 feet long, maybe 16 feet. And then the other one's gonna go from this blackberry bush right here all the way over to that Texas lilac tree, the Vitex, whatever you wanna call it. This one's gonna be about 24 feet long. It'll be about 2.5 feet wide or so. We'll go back in, fill it in with mulch. We have a weed barrier to go on the bottom. Hopefully we have enough of the weed barrier. If not, we'll have to come up with something else. It's very windy today. It was sprinkling all morning, so hopefully the weather cooperates so we can get this project done. Alright, so Matt came out here, we set everything up where we want it to be. It's not exactly how we want it, but we're improvising with what we have. So right here, this is the 2 Vitex trees. And then I got my hummingbird bush in the middle. It's about 2 feet wide. This one is, I'd say about, I don't know, 18 feet long or so. Then we decided to keep a gap right here so you can bring the lawnmower in and out. This blackberry bush right here has its own little bed. Another open area right here where you can bring the lawnmower in and out. And then over here, we have the blackberry bush, and elderberry. So this one right here is probably 20 feet long or so. They're all about 2 feet wide. And then you come back this way, and this will be the opening where we eventually have the carport over here. So it kind of gives you an idea of what we're going for. We wanted it to feel more like a backyard enclosed. I know it's not really enclosed, but
yeah, enclosed, but you still got room to get the lawnmower in and out, and then it's gonna be filled up with mulch and stuff, so it's gonna look pretty good.
So the next thing we got to do is Matt had some weed barrier left over from when he did the pond, I believe. We're gonna see if we have enough of that. I forgot to buy extra, so hopefully we have enough, but we're gonna go ahead and put that down. We'll put the landscape timbers over the top of them, connect them all. If I have stain, we'll stain them. If not, we'll do it later. But I did buy 8 bags of cedar mulch over here, so we'll put that in there as well. Let's get back to work. All right, so Matt had to run inside and grab a belt real quick. His pants was falling off. I'm sure you guys don't want to see that, but I do understand that these are very large plants. They will grow over it, which is totally fine. Right now, it's just to help one, I don't have to weed eat around all these plants. I can just easily weed eat around the barrier of these landscape timbers. And then 2, it keeps the dogs out from it. So hopefully once all this stuff's done, the dogs won't mess with it. Like I said, these right here, I know they get big, I know they get into trees, so it'll grow up over, so it'll cover up this little spot too where you can still drive underneath it. I know my blackberry tree or bushes get big, so I just prune them up. And then over here, the same thing. I know these will get big and overhang. Whatever overhangs too much, I'll just cut them off. And then the same thing with my elderberry plant over there. All right, so I just grabbed the weed barrier over here. We're gonna measure it out and cut it. We're gonna lay the landscape timbers on top. Now let's get to work. All right, so the first one's done. It's not perfect, but it'll work. Like I said, if I have some stain, I'll go back and we'll stain the wood over here. All the stuff was screwed together. We got the weed barrier down on the bottom and tons of mulch in here. So this kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like, kind of a border for the backyard. We're gonna go ahead and work on that middle one, and then we'll work our way to the last one.
So we're not going to use the weed blocker on this little box. We're going to use something else. I think I have some plastic
Or cardboard or something.
Cardboard or whatever. We can put something there just to use as a barrier, but we had just enough of the other one to do this, so it worked out.
This doesn't even look right.
All the mulch and stuff should act as a barrier in the winter to kind of help the plants out, hopefully. And then, of course, in the summer to trap in moisture. So I think little Bubba here is happy.
All right, we're done, minus stain. I gotta go into town to buy some, but you get the idea of what it's gonna look like. This flower bed looks a lot better because the plants are a lot bigger and more established. All these will get a lot bigger. Be a gap so you can drive the mower through. This blackberry bush is starting to put off a ton of leaves. So this little box will be completely full. There's a gap right there to bring the mower in. And then this last bed is kind of empty looking right now. This blackberry bush is one of the smaller ones. It's starting to grow a little bit and starting to put off little tiny leaves everywhere. So that'll be nice and big. It'll cover this whole section. We did leave big gaps here in the middle because we are expecting all these to get bigger. This one right here is definitely starting to put off a lot of new leaves as well. So once this thing gets more established, it'll fill in. And then if you come this way, there's my little elderberry plant. This thing will also get very big, so it'll definitely cover up these sections right here. Anything that overgrows that I want out, I'll just cut it off. It's not a big deal, but you guys get the idea. Basically a natural barrier. If I come back here, right where the cabana is, the dog pond, then you have the flower beds, this flower bed, and then there's the fence back there. So it kind of ties in the whole backyard. I'm gonna buy the same stain that there is on the fence so that this matches. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and water all these, push all that mulch down, water all the plants. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think. A simple DIY flower bed for $100. This plant has a lot of those flowers on it. Way more than I thought it would for now, being such a small plant.
Yeah. Very bright.
Yeah. But that's what I wanted right here, a natural barrier where you're gonna have this big hummingbird bush that puts off those bright orange flowers, then these two vitex trees, or the Texas lilac, I believe is what it's called. There's many different names, but those will get up a lot bigger, so this will be an entire wall of plants. Over there on that side, it'll be a little bit smaller, not as tall, but it'll still fill it in. But for now, Matt's just watering everything. I'm gonna let all these landscape timbers dry out overnight and then come back tomorrow and stain everything. But I love the way it came out. So once again, the total cost for this was right at $100. It was 12 landscape timbers, 8 bags of mulch. I bought some paint brushes and some metal brackets. The metal brackets we did not end up using. I'll use those for something else, but I guess technically it was about a $90 project. And I love the way it came out. Can't wait for all these plants to grow up and be nice and big and start producing fruits and all sorts of stuff. So it's gonna be a pretty awesome thing. So there are some high spots right here. Since the ground's not too level, we'll go back in and fill it in with some dirt, but it's not a big issue. My main thing is getting these plants to grow in and be nice and healthy. All right, people, comment down below and let me know what you guys think of the flower beds. We have some huge changes coming to this property. You'll have to stay tuned for tomorrow. I'll just say this, it might have to do something with the ShootDang shack being converted into something else. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.